Hi, and welcome to this Podfic recording of William Andrew Solace, written and read by me, DreamerAxie. This is a Percy Jackson fanfic focusing on Will Solace, his identity, and his relationship with Nico D'Angelo. It explores trans identity, love, and vulnerability. Please listen with care and take breaks if you need to. This story was written with care. Maybe, just maybe, it finds you when you need it most. Let's begin. Will was staring at himself in the mirror, disappointed with what he saw, as usual. The not quite flat chest and the jaw that wasn't as square as Percy's, Nico's, or even his 9-year-old brother Joshua. He sighed as he pulled the binder over his head and threw his camp shirt over top. He didn't know how he'd managed to keep his secret from everyone, including his boyfriend, for so long. He dreaded to think what his boyfriend would think if he found out. He didn't even know if Nico realized that people like him existed. He made his way to the dining pavilion and smiled as Nico came to sit next to him. "Morning, Tesoro," Nico whispered as he pecked his cheek and nibbled on a piece of toast. "Morning, Sunshine. Did you fall out of bed?" Will asked as he grabbed an apple and began cutting it into pieces. "No, someone's rubbing off on me," Nico said in a deadpan tone. They continued their banter as breakfast continued, and then Will made his way to the infirmary for his shift. Will was happy to see that there weren't a lot of injured demigods in his infirmary, but it did mean one thing: paperwork. So he was through the roof when Nico came in and hopped on his desk, kicking his feet. "So, my classes are done for today, and according to that clock, so is your shift. How about we go to my cabin and do something together?" he said, smiling his rare "I love you so much" smile. "Sounds great," Will said, not being able to say no when Nico gave him that smile. That's how they ended up snuggled on Nico's bed, watching an Italian movie that Will has lost focus on about 20 minutes in, and more interested in watching Nico. So to say Will was surprised when Nico's hand found its way to his thigh was an understatement. It wasn't the first time Nico had tried initiating something more than kissing, but Will had always pushed him back. "Neeks," Will said, grabbing Nico's hand and moving it from his thigh. "Do you not want me?" Nico asked, the hurt showing in his face. "Neeks, it's not that," Will said before being interrupted. "Then what is it?" Nico asked, jumping up, throwing his hands in the air. "I thought I would be the shy one in the relationship, being from the 30s, but you won't even let me do more than kiss you once in a while," he continued, pacing, his voice getting louder. "I'm just not ready," Will whispered, tears collecting in his eyes, not wanting to lose his boyfriend with his secret, but feeling like he might lose him either way. "I just want to show you how much I want you," Nico said, sitting down, seeing that he was hurting Will, grabbing his hands and kissing them. "I don't want to lose you," Will whispered again, tears falling down his face. "Why would you lose me?" Nico asked, surprised, his eyebrows climbing higher. "I've been keeping something from you," Will said, grabbing his flannel and wrapping it around him more as if it could keep the secret in. "You know I won't judge you, right?" Nico said, pulling back, not getting why any secret might be such a big deal. "I can't," Will choked out and made to stand up. "Tesoro, I'll wait until you're ready. I won't even utter a word about it," Nico said, grabbing Will's arm. "I can't lose you too," he finished, tears coming to his eyes too. "I'm not a boy," Will said, biting his lip, turning to face Nico. "Of course you are," Nico said, smiling at him encouragingly. "A boy doesn't need this," Will said as he lifted his shirt, showing off his binder. "My Will does," Nico said, grabbing Will's face and lifting it so Will had to look at him. "You think I haven't noticed? You've slept here," Nico laughed. "You don't need to mock me," Will said, ripping himself out of Nico's grab, grabbing his bag and making for the door. "I love you," Nico said, making Will stop. "You're gay. You love Will. I'm not Will," he said, not turning around. "Of course you are. You're my tesoro," Nico said, grabbing Will's shoulder to turn him around. Do you even know what it is? Will asked, once again hanging his head. A binder. I looked it up. I also know what the term is. Transgender, right? Nico said, biting his lip, being unsure of himself. Trans, Will said, really looking at Nico for the first time since the conversation started, seeing the love radiating from him. You love me? Will asked. I love you, Nico answered, a big smile coming out. I love you too, Will said, smiling, feeling relief at seeing his boyfriend smile at him. You don't mind? Will wondered. You're still Will Solace, right? Nico asked, smirking. Yes, Will whispered. Then I don't mind, Nico said as he pulled Will down to kiss him hard. Thank you for listening to William Andrew Solace. This story means a lot to me, and I'm really grateful you chose to spend your time here. If it brought you comfort, made you feel seen, or just gave you a moment to breathe, I'm glad. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. This has been a recording from the DreamerAxie library, where every story was written with care and maybe, just maybe, find you when you need it most. Until next time.